Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Allie. I'm a mom who loves DIY, simple living, and making a house into a home on a budget. So last week we talked about my board and batten in my bathroom and how it was so cheap and so easy. If you have not watched that video, I'm going to link it down in the description below for you guys to go check out after this video. Today we're going to talk about the next step in my bathroom, which is wallpaper. So with all that said, let me show you how I installed this wallpaper, and I'm going to talk you through some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So let's jump into it. So these are the tools that I recommend: a knife, a tape measure, a level, and some scissors. I'm going to first measure the wall to see how long I need this piece, and then I was holding it up just to see what it would look like, but I'm going to go ahead and measure on the floor and cut this piece to the size that I need. Since it's my first piece, I don't have to match a pattern, so that's nice and easy. You do want to just make sure though that you're putting it on the wall straight, because it would be a bummer to put it on crooked and then continue the rest of the wall crooked. That would be a problem. So first what I like to do is I like to peel the backing off of the adhesive just at the top, and then I will turn it around and get it kind of fixed into place, like you see me doing here. And then once I'm ready, I'll start to remove the backing and attach it to the wall as I remove the backing. I have found this to be the simplest way. And then there are tools to smooth out wallpaper. I typically just use my hands, but you can get a tool. This just always works well for me. So moving on to the second piece. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier because I have to line it up with the original pattern on the first piece. I will say this pattern, because the pattern is so large and spread out, I ended up wasting a lot more than I thought I was going to need to, so I actually need to order some more because I went by the 10% extra rule typically for wallpaper, and that was not enough for this pattern. So I got that second piece on the wall. And here we go, trying to line up that next pattern again. One thing I learned about corners on this project, I've never done a continuous, like a whole room. I usually just do one wall. And one thing I learned in this project is that it actually works really well if you can wrap the corner a little bit, at least on one end. So on this side, you can tell I have a little bit extra, and it's going to go onto the next wall. So it'll be perfect to wrap the corner, and that way there's no seams in the corners. So I'm just going to cut it. I would recommend using something to make sure you're cutting straight, maybe like a T-square or something like that if you have one, because I did end up with a crooked piece, I think, on this one, just because I had no frame of reference really on what was straight and what wasn't. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra on this wall. I usually wait until I'm finished with the wall to cut off the extra, just in case, but I'm going to use the knife, and I'm going to point the blade directly down, parallel to the wallpaper. That way I'm not cutting with my knife perpendicular to the wallpaper. I just find that this is more of an accurate cut. So I usually just make sure that I go slow, and you could use a piece of cardboard or something if you want to kind of help you guide the knife, to like put it up against the wallpaper and use it to keep the knife straight. So it always looks nice to just clean it up, because this just kind of gives it that finished look. And then usually you have to use the scissors a little bit, but see how it wrapped around the corner? That just gave it a really finished look. Also make sure that you overlap your panels by just a tiny bit so that they don't separate over time. So this next piece, I'm going to get it situated with the pattern next to it, and then remove the backing. And the nice thing about peel and stick wallpaper is you can pull it off and put it back on multiple times until it's in the place that you want. So you can pull it off and readjust before it's set in stone, which is really nice. It leaves a lot of room for potential error, where you can still fix it, and all is not lost, which is really nice. It's very forgiving. So I would say peeling off the backing, getting that started, was probably the hardest part of this project. But once I got it off, it was no big deal. I will say be careful not to let the wallpaper stick to itself. I got it stuck together a little bit right here, but it came apart really easily. But trying to go around my light fixture, I got it stuck a lot more, and it was quite tricky trying to get it apart. So here you can tell that there's wrinkles. So when there's wrinkles, I just kind of keep pulling it off the wall to readjust, because it just means that there's too much in one area. So yeah, if you just readjust until there's no more bubbles and no more wrinkles, that seems to work for me. This is where it got tricky because I had to go around the light fixture. So I was just trying to get it situated in the right place, and then I would go ahead and work around the light fixture. I'm just going to take my knife and go around the base of the light fixture and hope for the best. So here's a better view of me trying to get around the light fixture. This piece I was running on low on wallpaper, so I didn't go all the way to the ceiling, and I patched it with a piece I'd already had. Typically you cannot see seams like that, and so it works out as long as you match the pattern well. So you can't tell that I did that, but it just saved me a little bit of wallpaper, helped me get a little bit further. So I just used the knife to kind of trace gently and carefully around the light fixture. It seemed to work okay. It's not perfect, but... And here is the finished product. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I will link this wallpaper in the description below, and I also created a roundup of other wallpapers that I love in case you're wanting to do a wallpaper project in your house and you need some direction. So this is the spot that I ran out. I'm waiting on my next roll to finish this up. It's kind of a bummer because it's such a small spot, but I'll have it done in just a few days. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're really inspired by this video, and I hope you're ready to go tackle some wallpaper in your own house. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.